To our team coverage now of the spring elections as polls open in less than 30 minutes.
Josh Sprider is live in downtown Madison ahead of that opening. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, polls open at 7 o'clock across the state of Wisconsin, and that weather forecast is something local elections officials will be monitoring throughout the day to see if that's going to impact voting at all. We've got Scott McDonnell live with us this morning, of course, the Dane County Clerk, and that weather forecast is looking a little bit dicey, but you guys are prepared and kind of monitoring this by the hour throughout the day.
Yeah, we'll have an update at noon from emergency management. We're tracking this wind here is the weather from the south, so we could see tornadoes later in the day potentially, so that's something we have to prepare for.
How is that an impact for what you guys are trying to be doing? Because obviously if people can't get to the polls, that's a big deal.
Yeah, if you can't access the polls, then typically what will happen is we'll extend the hours. We'll ask the judge to extend the hours so that the polls will close maybe a half hour, an hour later, depending on the situation. Now, if the weather system just comes through quickly and it's a 15-20 minute problem, then probably not going to extend the hours, but you just got to get in line and make sure you'll be able to vote at the end of the day. I would recommend for everybody, vote before dinner. That's when it looks like the real weather will hit is around dinner time.
How are things looking right now as far as early voting numbers? Because, you know, obviously these days we're seeing more and more people coming out and voting.
Yeah, the early voting numbers are high, you know, depending on the municipality. We're going to break a record today in turnout overall. But what I've seen is a shift toward people voting early in person in the clerk's office, or you know, in libraries in Madison, but in the clerk's office, and voting on election day, and a reduction in people mailing in their ballots.
As far as like the safety and security, I know that's a topic of discussion now in our elections. You know, what are you guys doing at the clerk's office to make sure that this is a safe and secure process?
Yeah, we've really involved the sheriff's office, local law enforcement, in training on how they should handle situations at the polling place. They've been receptive to that. We've had sheriffs checking in on the polling places out in places where it could be like a 20-minute response time, things like that. I feel like right now we're in a much better place. The clerks know what to look for. They've gotten additional training on de-escalation. The police kind of know how to handle it, and there's been just the temperatures come down a little bit, especially for a spring election. I don't think that's going to be our issue today. Our issue today is going to be the weather.
Which is kind of a minor issue when you think of it, I guess.
I don't know. Well, tornadoes, you know.
Well, yes.
I don't want people to end up voting in Kansas, you know, so.
We don't want that.
No.
So best advice, get out early, make sure you have what you need at the polls, too.
Yeah, you need a driver's license, Wisconsin driver's license, or another ID. For almost everybody, it's going to be that. And if you need to register the polls, bring something with your address on it. And it can be on your phone, but like a bank statement, a lease, a utility bill, so that you can register on election day. So you can vote today even if you're not registered.
All right, Scott, thank you so much. Boy, that wind already this morning, it's whipping. So hopefully we'll have a smooth day out here. As always, we appreciate your time. Of course, we have all this information up on channel3000.com as well, guys. Polls open at 7 o'clock this morning. They're open until 8 o'clock tonight.
All right, Josh Sprider live downtown with the city clerk. Thanks a lot, Josh.